Good evening, folks. It's Diamond with the Oppenheimer Ranch Project and Magnetic Reversal News, bringing you a grand solar minimum update Wednesday, September 16th, 11:45 p.m. Mountain Time 2020. Hurricane Sally's not done, bringing 6 to 10 inches to inland South Kakalaki. Sally drenched parts of Florida with 4 months of rain in just 4 hours, officials say. Keep calm. Whew. It's definitely boom time. Let's get back to Sally. And let's see what they have to say here. Hundreds of people near the Florida-Alabama border were being rescued from floodwaters brought by Sally on Wednesday, and authorities fear many more could be in danger in days coming. We had 30 inches of rain in Pensacola, 30-plus inches of rain, which is 4 months of rain in 4 hours. Ginny Craner, chief of the Pensacola Fire Department, told CNN's Wolf Blitzer on Wednesday. Sally has weakened since making landfall as a Category 2 hurricane on Wednesday morning, but its devastating toll was visible across southern states by nightfall. By Wednesday night, it was a tropical depression, according to the National Hurricane Center, located 10 miles northwest of Troy, Alabama, had a maximum sustained winds of 35, and we'll get to that. Hurricane Sally, Pensacola Bay Bridge may be out of commission a month or more, according to Al Gore, after a loose construction barge knocked a chunk of roadway out of Pensacola's Bay Bridge during Hurricane Sally. Florida Senator Doug Braxton estimated the damage may take a month or more to repair. How will people get out of town? Apparently the other way. Heavy rainfall and flash flooding over the southeast. Lingering fire weather threats continue in the west. Heavy rainfall, flooding, and gusty winds and the risk of a few tornadoes will continue over portions of the southeast U.S. as Sally gradually weakens. Elsewhere, critical fire weather conditions linger over parts of Oregon, Northern California, and the Great Basin, along with poor air quality for much of the West. If you're in a gray zone, you know where you're at. Cool weather prevails from the upper Midwest into New England. Take a look at this flood pattern here and these flash flood warnings, and heed the warnings in your region. Please. Where were we? Now, let's take a look at the tropical outlook. Here's Teddy and Vicky, and we know where Sally's at. Now, Teddy is looking to be quite a spectacular storm. It's going to turn up here towards Bermuda, thankfully. Vicky is falling apart, but Sally is not done. Hurricane Sally is going to move its way east towards the Delmarva Peninsula here and drop a considerable amount of rain through Alabama, Georgia, South Carolina, North Carolina. So, flash flood warnings and watches issued. This yellow region, thousands, tens of thousands of square miles. 4 to 6 inches or more, up to 10 inches, 4 to 10 inches in this loop. Holy macaroni. Tropical storm force wind speed probabilities for, what was the name of that storm? Teddy. Hurricane Teddy is going to make its way up through Bermuda, and Epstein's Not Dead Island may get destroyed. But we'll see if he didn't kill himself. Seismic update, no quakes of note. Solar cycle 25 is here, according to NASA and NOAA. Well, we reported on that 3 months ago, so there's that. But the mainstream is picking up what we put down a quarter of a year ago. So there's that. And they're claiming that the kickoff point is 3 months later than we chose. I think we picked October 28th, June 29th. I don't know. I have to go back and look at the video. I think it's June 29th, 2019. I think they picked October or December 2019. But we're right, by the way. Oregon senator who stopped a climate change vote loses home to wildfire. And this is the headline picked up by some of the most disgusting outlets possible. The people who, well, James Crump, total scumbag. Now, kudos to the Oregon state senator who stopped the climate change vote because it's nonsense. Carbon taxes and all that are nonsense. I hope you watch my Crestone Energy Fair keynote speech because I lay it out in layman's terms what's going on and how stupid you have to stupid you have to be to believe that climate change caused these fires. These fires are caused by green initiatives, by Democrats that prevent fire mitigation. They prevent controlled burns. They prevent fire breaks. They prevent understory clearing. They prevent everything that prevents forest fires. And this is what they get. And then they make fun of the senators that vote against CO2 as pollution. It's almost like we live in an oxymoron. Facts are fiction and fiction are facts. And politicians are so divided that it's either they're telling fairy tales or they're telling the truth. It's only one or the other. And it's mostly fairy tales. But this Oregon senator should get a pat on the back, not get an expose because his house burned down, because Democrats failed to mitigate the fires. So the Democrats that failed to mitigate the fires are now making fun of the Republicans' homes that are burned in their forests. This is disgusting, which is why I will never vote in a national election except this year. And you know why? Because I don't sniff little children. Now, there are other concerns other than the pandemic.
Spraying is going to begin tonight at dusk in 10 counties to try to reduce the risk of dangerous mosquito-borne illnesses. State health officials are concerned about increasing cases of what's known as triple E in horses and the first suspected human case in a man from Barry County. Dr. Frank B. George here with more on this threat. Doc?
Yeah, Devin, I know no one is looking for any more viruses to be worried about, but unfortunately, this is the time of year when we tend to see rising cases of West Nile virus and more recently, Eastern equine encephalitis. Now, these illnesses can be very debilitating, and triple E in particular, it's dangerous with a 33% fatality rate in anybody who gets sick.
His heart went into AFib, and we didn't know what was wrong.
Tina Westcott says her husband Jeff went from being a healthy adult to being unable to walk in just 10 days. Preliminary tests came back positive for triple E.
He was in a coma for a couple of days, and then when he opened his eyes for the first time, that was a moment I'll never forget.
The mosquito-borne illness has already killed 22 horses in 10 counties this year, shown here in red. There is a vaccine.
All right, big heads up. I think we're about headed into a commercial there, but we're going to end that quickly. So big heads up if you're in Michigan for triple E. It's no joke, 33% death rate. COVID-19, 0.002, big joke. So there's that. Now we're going to end on some things that make our channel taken down, and these are facts. These are facts being reported on by multiple media sources, and they're being met by resistance on Twitter, Facebook, and other social media sites. These are sites that are censoring the out of everybody. I got banned from even commenting on Oppenheimer Ranch Project for 7 days because I posted a 6-minute video which contained scientific factual evidence, period. This fact-checking nonsense is total nonsense, paid for by the left, which 7 multinational corporations own the entire media. They also own YouTube and Twitter and other. Yes, you know it. So they're all complicit in the lies, the dogma, and the agenda. None of these CEOs or people that own these companies actually care about facts. They care about what the rest of the world knows, which is bullshit, and dogma, which is fed to them by the 6 big guns that pay their bills and they pay their ad revenue. Now, that's quite funny because our videos generated tens of thousands of dollars monthly ad revenue for YouTube before they shut us down. Maybe their business model is broken and they need to really rethink that. But a Chinese virologist employed at the Wuhan lab says the government intentionally released COVID-19. That's what she says. It's not what I'm saying. It's what she said, and we report on it, and you get banned. So you apparently can't even report on what other people say these days, or you get banned. Because apparently it's your fault that they said it. Freedom of speech is so dead. And I wish that there were some lawyers with backbones that could step up, because I'd like to walk them through how to sue the out of everybody. starting with YouTube, Twitter, on and on. Let's make a model. Let's take these conglomerates down and let's make them comply with the reason that they're there. YouTube is supposed to be supporting independent content creators like myself, yet there's no support. There are no actual people. They've fired everyone. They've hired algorithm, who's selling fake meat at the highest prices that no one's buying. But if they could just end all farming, then maybe Al Gore's meat would sell. That's what's happening. Did you know 32% of small businesses are gone, while the big multinational corporations are all-time highs? This is what the pandemic is for. It's to destroy your way of life. So you're so beaten down, you take the chip and you comply. Well, I do not consent, and I will not comply. Fuck you, YouTube and Twitter. My constitutional rights are more important than your political priorities, so you can suck it. Proper prior planning prevents piss poor performance, while everyone that is actually providing for you and yours is censoring you and making it more difficult for you to make a buck. And that sucks. Share this with like-minded people. Keep coming back. As long as we're here, we'll bring you the news the way it was meant to be. Factual. Be safe. We love you.